Hello friends! Welcome to the first video on my channel. It may be the last. I am making this video for the 2021 Project for Awesome. The Project for Awesome is an international charity event dedicated to raising money and awareness for nonprofits around the globe. This video in particular is dedicated to the Rainbow Cards Project. The Rainbow Cards Project collects and distributes birthday cards and holiday cards to queer individuals around the world who may not have the kind of support that many people take for granted. While at first it might not seem that important, you know, they're just cards, they're also a very tangible reminder that someone out there loves you and cares for you, and they want you to enjoy these major moments and milestones in your life. And for many of us who have had difficult experiences with friends or family members or other people in our lives who were not very supportive, initiatives like this can make a major difference. I'm sorry. If you would like to know more about the Project for Awesome or the Rainbow Cards Project, I have put links in the description. I'm sorry, Before I start crying, I am going to pass it over to the voiceover, which is a sentence I have always wanted to say. I'm just going to come right out and say that I know that I did not make this pun. Everyone in the history of the world has made this pun. But I did design the card layout. So for this card, I really wanted to play up the black and white contrast, so you'll see that I am filling in every other letter in the two words. And you'll see that I leave the last word for right now. I end up coming back to it later in the video. For this, I used the Tombow dual brush pen in the color N25, which is just the plain black. This is my favorite black brush pen that I've ever tried. I have worked with many a black brush pen, and they always disappoint me because they either aren't quite black enough or they fray way too fast, because I use them for everything. And then I also used Tombow dual brush pens for each of the other colors, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. I would tell you the Tombow numbers, but I have had these ones for so long that I rubbed the number codes off of all of them. So that's unfortunate. Anyways, I made sure to measure out the size of each of these stripes beforehand. That is a very important part of getting this design to work. Otherwise, you will run out of space. I have done a similar design and had that problem a few too many times. Also, you obviously want to have your letter shapes done in advance. While you can color first and then go in with the stripes, it is a lot easier to go in with the black marker at the end. So I just put in all of these stripes. I picked a more neon color palette for this. I think it would look really nice if you went with the traditional red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple look. I just think that this has a bit more of a cheery look to it, and I think that it is more fun and inviting for a birthday card. So here I made a small mistake. The first letter needed to be filled in black in order to follow the pattern of the last two words. The first word is black, the second word is white, so the third needs to be black again. And that was very easy to fix. So this is how the card turned out, and I like it a lot. Now my next card says, make some noise for trans boys. And the reason why this card is specifically aimed towards trans boys is because I have already picked out a recipient for this card. These cards are not being donated through the Rainbow Cards Project because I didn't want to donate cards that I had already put out onto the internet for this video. So I am sending these out to friends of mine throughout the year for their birthdays. So what you see me doing is I traced out a banner on this card and then designated one side of the banner as blue and the other as pink, and marked out which color each side was going to be. You'll see here that I turned the card to the side during this part, and it is because the easiest way to get your lines straight in a drawing like this is by flipping the paper to the side. I did the same thing before in the previous card. I cannot take credit for that trick. I learned it from Amanda Rachlee's Twitch streams. Then for this card, I went in with a monoline font. I like to vary my sizes, my letter sizes a lot. You will see that in pretty much every single card. I just think that it gives it such a fun personality. And then on the two banners, I went in with a pretty standard calligraphy font, and then I'm outlining in the Jelly Roll, white Jelly Roll 08 size. I could not find my 10 size today. I looked everywhere for it. Unfortunately, the 08 size of the Jelly Rolls doesn't show up as well. So you can barely even tell that I'm using it on camera. But in person, you can tell at least, lightly. One tip for using white gel pens, they tend to show up better on darker inks, especially archival ink. They do not show up very well on kind of the water-based inks that you'll see in something like a Crayola Super Tip. And so you'll see that when I'm outlining, I'm making sure to draw my outlines on the black part that I did with the Tombow dual brush pen. You still can't see it on camera, but I swear it is there. For my last card, I gotta show some love for my NB friends. This card says, party hats are gender neutral, which I thought was really fun and clever. I haven't seen a card like this before. So I just went in with the Tombow dual brush pens again and put banners in the colors of the non-binary flag, which are yellow and purple as well as black. And then I went in with my Tombow Food Nosuke and did the lettering. And I don't love how the calligraphy turns out here. It is not my best work. But, in art, sometimes things look the way you want them to, and sometimes they don't. And you just, learn to adapt to that. So you'll see that I finished the rest of the quote, but I left the banners and went to outline the party hat. And that's because I wanted to make sure that the banners were dry before I went in with the gel pen on top. I found that if you don't wait until that ink is absolutely dry, you may have issues with the gel pen showing up. Unfortunately, the gel pen still is not showing up very well today. Like I said, I really wanted to use the 10 thickness and I couldn't find it. But you can see it a little better on the purple. I also used the gel pen on the black lettering in the center to do a center line, which is one way that you can spice up lettering that doesn't take a lot of work. It's just a little kind of line down the center of each letter. You see on the party hat, I put in stripes for all of the colors, and I was originally going to leave white stripes, but I found that it looked prettier if I just filled in the whole thing. It gives a better contrast against the rest of the card. And then I went back in and thickened up the calligraphy, and this did make a big difference. I think it looks a lot better once it's been thickened up. And I also end up going back in again with the N25 Tombow dual brush pen and lining all of the words so that they will show up. If white words don't show up, use black. If black words don't show up, use white. And that's pretty much it. Here's a quick recap of all the cards we made today. I love them so much. And I hope you guys like them too. If you did, I really hope that you consider going on the Project for Awesome website, link down below, and voting for this video, as well as donating to the fundraiser. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!